Hi. Today, in most of us, I suppose, are still in lockdown and social distancing and social isolation, self-isolating at this time of pandemic. And just wanted to touch on the issue about for stage 4 cancer survivors or current people battling stage 4 cancer. The current situation that many countries are under is sort of a unusual situation for many people to be worrying about their immune health, worrying about infections, worrying about what can attack their lungs, and being distanced socially from friends and family, normal lifestyle. For people who have had stage 4 lung cancer and other cancers where their immune systems are extremely compromised by the disease and also by medications and side effects of medications, this period is sort of very normal and familiar, and it's strange because then suddenly we're confronted with the whole world the whole community is in a similar state of anxiety. So I just wanted to, so a few stage 4 cancer patient survivors have contacted me and commented on this issue. And of course now we're kind of being flooded about advice about our mental health in this period where the wider community is restricted. I haven't covered that previously in my videos because I've really wanted to focus on the fact that there's a lot of cheap and available actions you can take to boost your immune system and build your chances to defeat stage 4 lung cancer. And so I've really sort of had, to this point, concentrated on those positive actions I took and the positive results I got, in that I was initially given 3 months to live, and here I am 3 years later, still around, and just trying to affirm to people that don't go with the odds that you're told. Think about what you can do to enhance the treatments you're getting and enhance your immune system. And they may be very simple things. I'm not a master chef, but I was still able to cook a lot healthier than I had been and help myself. I'm not a sports person, but I was still able to keep up doing walking and activating my immune system just with saunas and with walking, a few simple things, dancing, a few simple exercises. So that's all I've ever wanted to convey, some hope and optimism around those things. But of course, when you're taken out of the flow of your normal social pattern of working as a cancer patient, when you're worried about whether you're going to get pneumonia or complications from having an immune system shut down by months and months of chemo, it is very much like the situation we're seeing at the moment with the fear of the virus. You're cut off socially. You may or may not be, supported by family or friends. It may be a skeleton kind of support you get. And you obviously, got a great deal of anxiety burning there, not just the death sentence, but what other complications that may come and attack your immune system or bypass your immune system and attack your lungs in particular, in my case with stage 4 lung cancer. So these anxieties do build up, and it's sort of something cancer patients, obviously in Australia, many people face it every year, and we know from statistics up to 50% of the population will face some kind of cancer in their life because of partly because of immune system compromises that are in the environment or that we bring into our lives with consumer choices. So these anxieties and the threat of mental health and depression are issues. I haven't covered them, and maybe I will in more detail when I've got a bit more clarity on it myself. But definitely, if you can't go to work, socialise, feel a incorporated, meaningful part of society, if you can't, eat sugar and red meat or wine or beer or things you like before, you can feel like, the pleasure and is draining from your life. Now, a lot of things I have highlighted about music, about going into nature, about reconnecting with, creative hobbies or things that you enjoy, and just physically getting out and walking in nature are really about bringing some joy back into your life and, just, giving you some reason to live too, to think about the real pleasures and things you really, the people you love, the things you love in life. So I think I've covered them a bit, but, if sometimes you get the feeling, oh, somehow this person got into the 5% who've survived 3% because they're a special athlete or they're special or they're mentally tough, I assure you I'm not. And I had great periods of depression as the strength from my body disappeared with the chemo, as the social isolation kicked in, and at certain points that mood swing and depression and that lack of social contact certainly, I think, had a negative effect, and I had tumour regrowth and I had less exercise and all those symptoms of depression where why are you going to get up, and fighting with yourself to get up and do something in the morning because there's no demands put on you except you're sitting between scans every 2 or 3 months. So concentrating on cutting up your food, concentrating on finding good healthy food, looking for new choices, concentrating on getting 10,000 steps done, are all things that actually help address your immune health, but also trying to figure out how do you socially interact when you look like death warmed up, when you're bald, lost your hair, when you feel like crap, and you're being told you really have no future through a medical process. So there are lots of little tricks along the way, but even the most positive person confronted with a terminal deadline, if you like, with fighting a cellular fight and having treatments that will actually rob you of energy and rob you of the capacity to even heal, and put your lung in danger of even minor infections, it all takes its toll. And you may not be able to rely on the normal props you had previously, whether they be drinking or dancing or going out. You may not be able to do those, or you may be able to, and you just have to alter them to do them. And it's important to be connected and to, be part of humanity, and not just be the illness, not just be a patient sitting in a room. That's really important. So yes, you need to get all the medical things right for your treatment to, shrink or dismantle the tumours with your immune system. You need to get everything right in terms of minerals, enzymes, proteins, all those things. Get that variety of diet stuff happening to rebuild in case your immune system's been stunted, like mine was. And I was very lucky. My, losing a lot of weight, recreating my body, my cells did reawaken. But anxiety, depression, all these things were things that were interfering with my immune system and were things that I had to battle. And in my second bout of tumours, I had to make a conscious decision to eat healthier and drive myself to investigate more healthy food, fresh food, get more focus back on that, get out and have some limited social contact with some people who, who would be positive and meaningful social contact, and obviously doing a few things each day to bring some joy back in life without going to those normal stimulants that probably can harm your immune system. So it's not that some of us just have a magical positive mood and we will overcome things. You will have to day by day struggle with it, and I'm discovering that damage or that impact is also perhaps something that you have to continue to struggle after you've won the tumour fight.